Good stuff. Okay, guys, welcome to our live chat. We are here chatting about our volunteer encounter project based in Victoria Falls, the beautiful Victoria Falls. And it's good to be joined by a whole bunch of people who have been past volunteers and who have spent time with us in the Falls. So great to have you guys. Maybe just run through a little bit of an introduction. We've got Hanna. Hanna is our project manager in the Falls. She runs our volunteers, obviously based back in Sweden at the moment while the world is in lockdown, but we look forward to having you back. How are you, Hanna?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Just working from here currently and then hoping to go back to Zimbabwe as soon as I can, basically.
Looking forward to having you, man. We've then got Fed. Fed's checked in all the way from the States. How are you, Fed?
Hi, guys. How are you? Good. Just quarantining here at home.
Good. So Fed was a past intern of ours who ultimately ended up working for the project, running our photography sections. Fed, you were with us about a year, is that right?
Yep, just a little over a year. Had a great time there.
Man. It's good to see you again.
Hoping to go visit sometime soon.
Yeah, I look forward to it. And then we've got two young gentlemen, Conrad and Izaak, who came and volunteered on our projects. Gents, good to see you again. Are you well?
Yeah, all well, thank you.
Excellent, man. Great stuff, guys. So anyway, we're just going to jump straight into it. We are obviously chatting about the various volunteer projects that we have. And this week we are speaking specifically Victoria Falls. So yeah, what a place. I mean, I think one of the biggest things is that Victoria Falls is quite well known for its own right. It is one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. And you guys happen to volunteer there and all of you have got ties to that place. How much did the actual destination affect your decision in terms of volunteering in Vic Falls? Conrad, maybe we'll go to you.
Sure. So me and Izaak, we wanted to go volunteering together, and we looked at all across Africa and a little bit of Asia of where we wanted to really travel to, as well as do some volunteering while we're there. And I think me and Izaak both said the same thing of the Vic Falls itself is such a monument and such a place to be that it would have been amazing no matter what the volunteering experience was for us. So it made a big part for our choice.
Yeah, absolutely. I think as well, it was sort of the location of Vic Falls, obviously in between 3 countries. You've got that option to go and explore quite a good distance. It's quite a good hub within sort of Africa to go and see a few different places, but the actual place itself was just incredible. And I think it was a massive pull for us, as well as obviously what was going on within the program to actually get us there. It's just a fantastic place to go and see.
Yeah, excellent, man. And I think you're 100% right there. It's such an amazing place to just be anyway. Fed, would you say the same thing, having spent about a year in Victoria Falls?
Yeah, no, definitely. It's definitely a great place to go and check out a lot of different things that they could do there. I mean, you have the Victoria Falls Waterfall, which is a World Heritage Site. It's incredible for anyone who loves photography, landscape photography, and stuff like that. And like he said before, you're bordering 3 different countries, which are just a quick bus away to go explore.
Yeah, one thing that I smile about, and Hanna, you'll appreciate this. You know, the Falls itself is making headlines for being in quite an impressive flood at the moment. It's the best in at least a few decades, and not a soul is there to see it because we're all in lockdown. It's terrible. I know, it's shocking. So obviously we've got quite a few projects based in Victoria Falls. So it is a tourist destination. It is a fantastic landmark, but there's still a lot of need in the area, both in the communities. There's wildlife all around. There's conflicts that need to be dealt with people. So there's a lot of projects that we have on the go. What would you say was, or if you could give me a little bit of insight into all your individual time that you spent there, and what are some of your highlights have been? Maybe Izaak, we can kick off with you.
Yeah, so obviously me and Conrad went there, and we sort of went with the Lion and Research Project. That was our main focus. So we spent a lot of time with the lions that were obviously on site, and then we spent a lot of time in the parks, and we found that was fantastic for us because we were very interested in the wildlife aspect of obviously going to Zim. So it was just an amazing experience to be able to go and actually get ourselves into the environment and see everything and learn as much as we could. And obviously with guys like Norman on site, we learned quite a lot. And it was just a fantastic way to sort of go in there. So I think one of the highlights for me was just being able to spend as much time as we did in the parks, because I just don't think there's many other ways to be able to get into a national park for that sort of serious amount of time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. I'll agree with that. I think the amount of time we spend out in the bush is it's large.
Yeah.
Conrad, would you say a similar thing?
Yeah, so obviously we had the weekends off from volunteering, but I think we both agreed that we wanted to make the most of our time there, because you can't spend your whole life out there if you're only going for a little holiday. So we made sure we did other things. So we did the whitewater rafting there, which was incredible.
Yeah.
But just like making sure we were out there the whole time doing different things, it's such a great experience.
No, good. I'm glad to hear it. And Fed and Hannah, you both, obviously having spent some significant time there, you've spent a lot of time on all the different projects and what we work with. What would you say, maybe Fed, start with you, what would be your favorite aspect of the volunteering project that we've got here?
For me, hands down, I had to be going on research trips in the national parks and just seeing all different kinds of wildlife, the birds especially. I mean, there's tons of bird life over there, incredible. So for me, hands down, it was all the wildlife viewing. Yeah,
you're doing quite a bit on bird photography at the moment back home, eh?
Yeah, actually working with a conservation group back here with birds. So
was that an interest of yours before visiting Big Falls and visiting Africa, or did it develop here?
It was actually developed there. Like, I mean, I've always had a passion for wildlife photography, but being in Zim actually really brought out the focus in bird life photography, because it's such a variety, I guess, that really brings it out.
You're pretty talented at bird photography as well.
Thank you.
Kind of did yourself in whilst you were there.
And one of the most rewarding things for me has been how you really, birding is quite a niche thing, and it's something that not everybody gets into, but geez, you grabbed it and ran with it very far, and your knowledge and your identification, it's been great to see, man, and to have a little part of inspiring that has been cool. It's really nice.
No, it was a great journey.
Yeah, cool, man. So obviously we are based out in a place called Fuller Forest. So it's about 10 k's, 15 k's out of town or so. But it's sort of in the sticks. You're in the bush. We're in a designated forest. It's beautiful, beautiful big trees all around you. How did you guys feel about that? Was that an added addition to the project? Would you have preferred to stay in town? What was your feelings there?
No, I wouldn't have preferred to stay in town at all. I think it was so good just being in the thick of it all the time. I mean, I remember it was probably in our second week. We sort of came out the tents late at night and we could smell elephants, and they were just sort of coming around. It's just an amazing experience to be. If you're going to go and be in it, it's worth going, like being in it the full way. So yeah, staying where we stayed and right in the thick of it was just brilliant. I wouldn't have changed that, no chance.
I like that. No, sure, there is definitely something in the bush that's something. Hannah, when you arrived, I remember you had a slight phobia of flying things and insects, but you got over that quite quickly. Huh?
Yeah, I did. Now, like, nothing bothers me. So all the volunteers who arrive now are like, wow, like nothing's scary to you, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
in my head, like,
no, it's excellent. So obviously we're very fortunate to be able to have that area and to be able to develop it in that. I mean, a lot of work has gone into try to restore it back to being a wildlife area, and it's quite encouraging now. I think we're seeing it all over the world where wildlife is sort of bouncing back while humans are in lockdown, and even on our little piece of land, it's amazing, man. We've had the elephants right close to the volunteer tents at the moment, the kudu on the lawns at the moment. So no, it's exciting, man. It's very good. It's really enjoying it. Fed, cool. Have you got any wildlife encounters at the forest that you want to mention?
Ooh, I mean, there was that one time when we were first setting up all the camera trap systems and looking for where there was a lot of wildlife activity, and we started noticing the ant bear, or what do you guys call it? Oh,
yeah,
ant bear, right?
aardvark. Yeah, aardvark. Or ant bear. Yeah. And he's still there, eh? We actually picked him up again about 2 weeks ago. So still in the same place. Doing well.
Very cool.
Doing very, very
well.
Yeah,
it's definitely setting up all the camera traps. That and the white-headed vultures was super interesting when they first started showing up.
Yeah, very much so. Cool, man. So maybe just jump on to the next question. Obviously, people talk about volunteering as a means of giving back time and stuff that you do. But what a lot of people don't appreciate is how much they get out of actually being on the project now. Would you say that there's anything in particular that you've learned whilst you were volunteering with us, or how it affected you in some way like that?
I think
maybe,
I think what it is immediately is you definitely get a lot out of it, whether it's learning skills. So Norman obviously taught us a lot about bushcraft, and Fed taught us a lot about birds while we're out there. But I think the main thing you do learn is just a general appreciation of a different culture that you wouldn't get the experience of just a holiday going, sitting by the pool, or maybe going on a safari 2 or 3 days. When you're actually living there the whole time, it makes such a difference to your learning.
Yeah, sure. Maybe just before Isaac jumps in there, I think that's actually another question, but now that you bring it up, so volunteering is still fairly new in the travel industry, but it is still essentially travel, but it's travel with a bit of a difference. And I think maybe, Isaac, you can touch on this as well. How would you compare this to just going and staying in a lodge for a couple of nights or on a beach somewhere? Has volunteering better or worse or the same or different or what?
Well, I think it's for me especially, like, it depends on the type of person you are, but for me, I find it better. Like, I've spoken to people, obviously, since coming off the trip, and they've sort of talked to me about their experiences in Africa. And what I feel, and I know Conrad feels as well, is that we had a real in-depth, and it almost felt like we were there for longer because we lived it the whole way through, 24 hours a day. It's not like we sort of stayed by the pool and then went into the bush for 6 hours. We were there, we were working with volunteering, and having that sort of experience, it makes you obviously learn a lot more, which is what we did. But even then, comparing to someone who spent the same amount of time in Africa, although I was there for I don't know, 3 weeks, then we get very different experiences. But I feel like the experiences you get when you're volunteering are just a lot richer because you spend more absolute time in that environment. So that's sort of why I think I prefer it anyway.
Yeah, fair point. No, I like that. Maybe just to touch on a little bit of the specific projects that we've got. So Hanna, your talent and your passion is photography, and we obviously have a photography project here. Could you give some guys some insight onto that and how it would, how it runs and what they can expect?
Yeah, so me and Fed actually worked on it together whilst he was still there, and a lot of the projects that we do are helping out our volunteering in general. So you get to spend time on the photography project with all of our different projects, which is really amazing. So you get to work with the Lions, you get to go to the schools and the community projects we have, and obviously you get to go to the national parks loads, which is incredible. So you get amazing photo opportunities with wild animals, as well as with the people who live among the animals. And Fed and I, we also built it up so that you, as a photography volunteer, learn a lot of things whilst you're there as well. So we teach photography on foot with wild animals. So we take the group to the golf course, which sounds a bit odd to bring students to the golf course, but honestly, the wildlife encounters that you have on the golf course are incredible. So you get beautiful photography of vervet monkeys, baboons, impalas, waterbuck, anything you can imagine really is absolutely incredible, and you get up close to the animals. And then we also do a lot of landscape photography, so we take the volunteers to the waterfalls to learn about that. We do star photography, and if we're lucky enough to go camping as well whilst the volunteers are there, then there's also nighttime photography, and you can sometimes photograph the elephants under the stars down by waterholes. Yes, it's just incredible. It's very versatile. And I don't know, Fed, is there anything else you wanted to add?
Yeah, I mean, you covered a lot of it, but I think it's really cool. We kind of designed it so it's very custom to the photographer. So they can come in depending on where they are as a photographer. We kind of help them move a step forward wherever they are, try to help them get their photography skills up. So it's great, and they have a great time. And like she said, you get to touch on all the projects, which is really cool.
Yeah, and all levels as well. We've had photography volunteers come in that already know how to use Lightroom, and then we have volunteers that come in that basically just bought their camera for the trip and just want to learn as much as possible about photography. So it's really nice that even though you get all types of photography volunteers there, everyone gets to learn new things and excel their photography skills as well.
Exactly.
No, it's great. And I think the opportunities are amazing. The biggest thing that we try and teach people is actually just to pick the camera up and take a photo. We had a very amazing sighting of a leopard hunting some warthog. Fed, were you on that truck, Fed?
Yeah. Yes, we were. Yeah, I was part of that.
5 photographers, thousands of dollars worth of equipment. A warthog trot across the road with a leopard in tow, and everyone's hands are on their mouths and their cameras on their laps.
No one gets it.
Oh,
yeah.
Like we were just not expecting anything. We just driven into the national park, and then literally, like, it was a family of warthogs. Actually, they just ran over the road, and then all of a sudden a leopard came out running over the road as well, and we were just all in shock.
3 minutes into the park and just leopard.
No, but that's true. That is sort of gives you an idea of the opportunities that there are here for the wildlife and all that sort of thing. So no, that's great. That's fantastic. Okay, so maybe just to chat a little bit about the sort of the friendships and things that are made. Obviously, Conrad and Izaak, you guys came together, which obviously you knew each other, were friends before, but you obviously met other people and you got to know other people. Hanna and Fed, you guys spent there a long time there, and you would have also met quite a few people. Would you say it's a good opportunity and to meet and mingle with like-minded people? Are there still friendships that you formed whilst volunteering that you're still going on with now? Maybe Fed, can we start with you?
Yeah, sure. And I mean, spending almost a year there, I mean, I can't tell you how many friends I made in that entire year, and all the people, all the different cultures you learn. I mean, it's just an incredible time to just learn from a bunch of different people. And of course, yeah, I still keep in contact with a bunch of the people. Still talk to these guys right here. There's tons of people. And I mean, it's an incredible chance to meet just wonderful people. And they're all here for they all love animals. They all love nature. They all want to help out. So it's great.
Absolutely. Yeah, cool, man. And Conrad and Izaak, you guys obviously traveling together, and you spent some time with people here. Do you still keep in contact with any of the guys you were with here?
Yeah, I think we kept in contact with some of the guys that we met when we was out in Vic Falls. I think we got a plan to we were going to go to Denmark, weren't we, Conrad, to meet one of the girls that we met out there. But obviously, coronavirus has sort of bugged that up for the time being. But interestingly, I mean, me and Conrad met on a previous volunteering
3 years ago, before this.
Yeah, 4 years ago now, I think. So it's I think we're sort of living proof that you can make sort of long-lasting friendships, because we'd never known each other, wouldn't have known each other without when we went volunteering previously. So coming together, I think it's a fantastic thing. And I think the experience, the place, and all those sorts of things are all factors in how you can make long-lasting friendships. And I think, in terms of learning different cultures, it's an incredible experience, because it's just a group of like-minded people from all over the world. So I think you don't really get that in many other sort of settings, to be honest with you.
Yeah, would you agree with that, Conrad?
Yeah, spot on. It's the fact that me and I have still gone travelling since. We've gone this together and then have holidays before that. It all just stemmed from volunteering in the first place. So it really is a testament to what sort of friendships you can make when you go volunteering. Yeah,
no, it's bigger. We've fortunately been able to meet, and Hanna will back this up. Meet a lot of people who. It's actually quite incredible. Everyone comes out here and they're exactly the same. They're all out of their comfort zone. They're all on a blank sheet, and how they just gel and mix and mingle and become really close, actually. I mean, sitting for 6 hours on the back of a game viewer, bouncing around the bush, it gives you good bonding time. Hey, Hanna, would you agree with that?
Yeah, it's incredible. I still regularly stay in touch with a lot of our volunteers, through Instagram and Facebook and WhatsApp and everything. And they asking, how the cat's doing? They want to make sure Beyonce and T'Challa are still well. And, so it's really awesome that you really, even though some people only stay 2 weeks or some people stay 6 to 8 weeks, you form such amazing relationships with them. So it's just, I think it's because you form those memories you have together. So you'll always have that person with you, because you remember, that time we saw these elephants. Well, I remember it was these people. Or the one time we went to Safari Lodge with sunset drinks, and then you can remember, we saw elephants with these people, and it's just incredible. And then you obviously have all the pictures to remember it by. So yeah, there's actually no better way to make friends, I would say, than basically going on a trip like this, because you're forced to step out of your comfort zone and to also learn how to, or not learn, but you learn a lot about other people's cultures, and it just makes you more of an open-minded person, I think, when you meet so many different people from all over the world. So it's just an amazing experience, whether you come alone or if you come with your family or if you come with your friends. It's the same for everyone.
Yeah. And I mean, that also obviously rolls over to the people on the ground actually working at the project, the guys who run the day-to-day thing. I mean, a bunch of great guys that all are part of our team here, and everyone gets involved, and they all become one big family. And no, it's wonderful. It's one of the best parts of volunteering, I think, is just how how close and how bonded everybody gets, no matter where they're from, no matter what background. It's exciting. It's one of the best parts, man. And at the same time, you're helping and you're making a difference and having a great experience. I hope that's what it's all about. It's, yeah, for sure. Cool, guys. So maybe just one more question and a couple more discussions. But so obviously everybody's stuck at home at the moment, and the world's in a bit of an upside down state. But this will end, and it will. Things will sort of start returning. When that is, nobody knows. But there'll be people out there, I hope, that are maybe considering and maybe watching who maybe haven't considered volunteering before or know about it and looking for stuff and what to do. Maybe, Izaak, if we start with you, do you have any advice for anybody who maybe is on the fence about volunteering and wants to get involved?
Yeah, absolutely. I think when it comes to volunteering, I think if you're on the fence, definitely the first thing I would say is make sure you're volunteering for the right people, because obviously there are some volunteering programs out there that are don't add as much benefit as they should do and things like that. So the first thing I would say is that if you're gonna do it and you're on the fence about it, make sure it's for the right. For the trips for example, this one, it definitely is the right thing. And I think I said in the video that you guys put out a couple of days ago, for this project specifically, if you're on the fence, my advice is do it, because I think there's so many lessons to be learned, not only about the animals, the environment and where you are, but also about yourself. And I think putting yourself into a position that's at your comfort zone is something that people are sometimes scared of, but with the facilities and the things that you guys have got within your system, I think, yeah, absolutely just go for it, because it's something that you'll never forget ever. And I think Conrad can vouch for that. The weeks we had with you guys, we'd never forget, because you never get any sort of experience like it anywhere in the world. So I think that would be my advice.
Conrad, would you agree?
Oh, 100%. I feel like now everyone is in lockdown, everyone's kind of feels quite cooped up. There's no better time to think about. Me and Izaak have said it ourselves, like, we can't wait to get out now and go traveling again, or go on a holiday and get away from it. There's no better escape than going to something like this and just having such an amazing experience, especially because you can probably save a little bit of money while you're not able to go out the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, something like worthwhile that you'll always remember.
Yeah, sure. And maybe just a version of that to both Hanna and Fed. So obviously Africa can be deemed as quite an unsafe place, and volunteering is more often than not an individual travel sort of opportunity, although people travel together like Conrad and Izaak, or even come in groups. But what would you guys say to people that maybe are a little bit nervous about traveling alone and not sure about Africa, maybe their first time? Fed, maybe start with you. You've come from the furthest, America, a long way away.
Yeah, I mean, when I first got here as an intern originally, my idea of what I was going to be experiencing couldn't have been more wrong. I mean, you come to the most friendly, nice, safe town. I mean, everyone's welcoming on the street. The people, like, as soon as you step foot there, you become part of the culture. It's so accepting and nice. And I mean, volunteering, you think you might be alone, but all the volunteers that come through the door within the first night, they already have friendships. They just leave totally happy.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean,
and also, obviously, Fed and I and all the other staff who work on sites, our job is there also to make people feel safe and feel welcome and welcome into our family, which is our base, basically, where we live. And we always ensure that safety comes first. And if people are feeling nervous, we know what it feels like, because we've all been there ourselves. The first time I went volunteering was in 2014. I went to South Africa by myself, didn't know anyone, and it was really scary. So we've all been there before, so we know what it feels like, and it's quite comforting for people who are coming to know that we've also gone through that experience, and all we want is to make people feel comfortable. And about the area as well, Victoria Falls is honestly one of the most welcoming places I've ever been to. I've made so many friends there. Everyone we work with is like family now. We still talk regularly, even if, you know, they're on the other side of the world. And yeah, you know, it's just so easy to feel welcome there. There's lots of amazing places to go, restaurants. There's some incredible food there for anyone who's nervous about what the food is going to be like. But honestly, the restaurant's like 3 monkeys. It's amazing.
3 monkeys.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a little modern town in the middle of nowhere, but it's honestly incredible. And you've got the falls and you've just got everything. And yeah, there's not been once where I've not felt safe being there. Obviously there's wild animals, which makes you feel a bit unsafe sometimes, but all our staff are knowledgeable, and yeah, everyone knows what they're doing. So you never feel scared or unsure about any situation. So it's just amazing.
We actually had a wild lion come through about 2 weeks ago, which is pretty cool. That's always nice. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of activity, I've heard.
Yeah, there's a lot. You certainly keep your eyes open when you walk around now. It's
awesome.
No, it's very good. Cool, man. We've got a couple of viewers that have checked in, and hello to everybody. Great to have you all here. A couple of questions coming up on there. Specifically for Izaak and Conrad, a question come through that says, what were your favorite memories? So have you each got a memory or two that jumps out immediately to your minds? Conrad, maybe crack on with that.
I think me and Isaac both remember this most of all is our first day when we just arrived. We put all our bags down in the tent, and I think Hannah was like, "Oh, do you want to go see the cubs? Because there's no point doing any activities today because it's near the end of the day. You're not going to get into anything yet, so you may as well just come say hello to them." And we walked to the cub enclosure, and we see the cubs the first time, and then we're within like 5 minutes we're inside with them. We couldn't stop. We were just looking at each other like, what is happening right now? Like, you just can't fathom what it feels like to just be in like a close proximity to lions for like the first time you probably ever have been. It's unreal. That was quite a surreal experience, sort of walking in for the first time. I think it's actually the first time I'd ever seen a lion, and I walked into the cage, and there's all these cubs, and I'm just sort of really surreal experience. I think for me it was watching the big lions feeding when we sort of got involved in that, and you can get underneath the tunnel and you can see them running over the hill towards you, and I think to see that, like I said, I'd never seen a lion before, so to see a fully grown 250 kilo lion running at full speed was just incredible.
It's quite something. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, good, man. That's great. Cool, guys. Well, I think we are coming towards the end now. Hannah, all good? Anything from your side, really?
Not that I can think of right now, no.
Okay, fantastic. Well, Fed, anything from you?
If you're thinking about volunteering, definitely go do it. I mean, I went, I spent 2 weeks there, ended up with a job there, stayed for a year, and I can't think of a better thing to do with a year. I mean, it's definitely awesome. So if you're on the fence, do it.
Yeah.
You're about to do a flight out soon, eh, Fed?
I want to. As soon as it's all over, I want to get back to Vic Falls.
Good, man. The bird life is incredible now. It's
I know. I bet.
Yeah. No, it's really amazing. It's coming back in leaps and bounds. No, cool, guys. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure having you all here, and it's great to see all your faces again. And I hope that you're all keeping safe and well. And thanks really very much for your time and for your great words. Just for everyone that's watching and anyone that is feeling a little bit inspired by this discussion, we've got some great packages on at the moment, some great discounts, up to 40% off your project. If you're interested in volunteering, you can book soon. Check out the website, and hopefully we see you guys in Vic Falls sometime soon. Excellent, guys. Great, and thanks very much for your time.
Cheers.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Cheers, okay, cheers.
And cut.
Bye. Are we off live?
Yeah.
Well, I hope so.
So I can pick my nose now.
I was joking.
No, guys.
Still recording.
That was about half an hour, right? That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, it says we were live, so.
Okay, that's really cool. No, cool, guys. Well, thank you very much. Izaak, Conrad, great to see you, lads. And I hope you guys are keeping really well. And thanks very much for your time and for checking in. Fed, as always, it's great to see you, bud. And I'm serious about that flight out, Jay.
I know, me too. Next time I won't have hair though, so don't be shocked when you.
No, they won't let you on the plane.
If I don't have hair, then I can't tell people you're like my brother, so you have to keep it.
Did you see the photos of Hannah's brother and Fed?
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I still show people. I'm like, I worked with this guy.
I would be sitting your parents down and having a discussion, to be honest. It's
Even my mum and dad were shocked at the resemblance.
Very close. Okay, guys. Thanks very much for that, and we will chat soon.
No worries.
Cool. Nice to see you all.
Cool, guys. Yeah, nice to see you all too. Cheers, Bye.
Bye. This is where you gotta hang out there.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not.
Oh. Wait, who's the host? I thought it would close.
I'm the host. Right.
Hi guys.
I've got volleyball training as usual.
Ah, classic.
I've got 3 minutes left on Django Unchained, so gotta get that.
Gotta get through that.
Good movie. Actually, whilst I have everyone here, has anyone got any recommendations on what to watch?
Yes. Holy crap. Oh no, I can't think of any. I had like a whole list of recommendations for my friend, and now
I've like literally finished Netflix, I think.
Completed it.
Did everyone watch Tiger King? Everyone already watched Tiger King.
It has like 15 seasons.
I just finished watching The Office I never finished the whole thing. Yeah. The American Office.
Of course, good.
Yeah.
I think it was an emotional roller
Not
coaster.
enough online to watch during these times. Like completed everything.
Yeah, I'm running out of stuff as well. I've had to start up to Disney Plus just to start going through that stuff as well.
You know, I was actually considering doing that.
You guys don't have Disney Plus?
No.
Oh, you guys are slacking. I went for like a whole 2 weeks of only
Style.
watching Disney movies. It was great. And I stayed awake for all of them.
Did you though?
No.
Sitting up.
I fell asleep. Again.
I don't know if I still have those pictures because my phone crashed. That's so sad.
Let me see.
Did you guys hear about the one time when Fed was like, I can't fall asleep sitting up? And then literally 2 minutes into a movie, he was sleeping, sitting up on the sofa in my room. And I was like, you just told me you can't sleep sitting up. So I took a picture of it and I texted it to him and I said, yeah, it says the one who can't sleep sitting up. So yeah, I hope you still have it.
Right, there we go.
Are those my sandals?
With Nathan's feet.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, everyone takes a piss out of me for my tiny feet.
Where is this? Oh, here it is. That's me, not sleeping. In a chair.
Oh yeah,
I can't fall asleep.
All right, I'm gonna go. So when I end it, we're all gonna go. Thanks for joining, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, actually, I can just leave the meeting if you want to keep going, but I'll end it now.
I'm meant to be working right now.
Okay.
Yeah. You come supposed to be at work.
I literally, the whole way through the meeting, I was just like this with my mouth, just wiggling it.
Just wiggling it, trying to.
I was like, I'm still working.
Yeah, strong, Fed, strong. Bro, you look
Dean's
exactly the
Cafe is
same.
closing, Fed.
Literally,
What?
exactly
Clothes
the
on.
same.
It's closing.
Is what closing? Dean's Cafe? Yeah, Dean's closed. Yeah, I know. He closed it already.
Yeah, shame. Oh well.
No more Dean's hangover breakfasts.
No, they're the best. Okay, for real. Bye.
Right, bye team.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Toodles.